Welcome students to MJC Learning. This is 7th lecture of thermodynamics. In previous lecture we talked about refrigerators, and in this lecture we will be talking about second law of thermodynamics. Before starting the second law of thermodynamics, I want to ask one question: why is second law of thermodynamics needed? So the answer is simple. There are limitations in first law of thermodynamics. First is heat can flow from cold body to hot body on its own. No, it is not possible. To understand this example, to understand this statement, we will take an example. When a body is at 100 degrees centigrade and it is kept in contact with a similar body at 0 degrees centigrade, heat flows from hotter body to the colder body and both come to 50 degrees centigrade. Is the reverse process possible? That is, if we put two similar body both at 50 degrees centigrade in contact, can heat flow from one body to another so that one body reaches to 0 degrees centigrade and other 100 degrees centigrade? The answer is no. Of course, the first law of thermodynamics is not violated in this example, but the second law is violated. The energy is conserved in the direct process as well as in the reverse process. Still, the reverse process is not possible. There must be a law of nature other than the first law, which decides whether a given process is allowed by the first law of thermodynamics or not. That law is called second law of thermodynamics. So second law of thermodynamics will decide that this process is allowed through first law of thermodynamics or not. Second is, we can convert all of heat available to us into work. Similarly, all work could be converted into heat. This is again a false statement. Heat cannot be completely converted into work and work cannot be completed into heat. It is not possible to build 100% efficient heat engine. It is not possible to build a refrigerator which removes heat without doing any work on the system. These are also some limitations of first law of thermodynamics and also limitations of heat engines and refrigerators. Now, how for second law of thermodynamics stated? The statement of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, are in various forms. First form of second law of thermodynamics is, it is impossible to extract an amount of heat QH from a hot reservoir and use it all to do work. Some amount of heat QC must be exhausted to a cold reservoir. This statement want to say is that it is not possible to design a heat engine which works in a cyclic process and whose only result is to take heat from a body at a single temperature and convert it completely into mechanical work. This is also called heat engine law or engine law. We calculate efficiency of first heat engine, that is first energy diagram and second energy diagram, we will saw that efficiency is equal to 1, that is W upon QH, which will give you a proper efficiency. And in second energy diagram, if you see, the efficiency will be W upon QH, and W and QH here is same. So here efficiency will become 1. Such an engine would not need any low temperature body to which it needs to reject heat. Hence, it need only one body at a single temperature from which it will take heat and convert it completely into mechanical work. The temperature can even be the temperature of surrounding, and hence we will not have to burn any fuel to prepare steam or gases at high temperature to run the engine. For example, a scooter could be run by an engine taking heat from the body of the scooter without needing any petrol. A ship could be run by an engine taking heat from the ocean. However, all attempts to construct such an 100% efficient heat engine failed. In fact, it is not possible to have such an engine. Next is our second law of thermodynamics in second form, or Clausius statement. It is not possible for heat to flow from colder body to warmer body without any work having been done to accomplish this flow. Again, here the efficiency, if you calculate, it will be same as the previous refrigerators. Sorry, not efficiency, coefficient of performance will be equal to same as the previous one. But here in the second energy flow diagram, it will be shown by is QH will be equal to QC, then the COP, that is coefficient of performance, will be infinite. Next is Carnot cycle. Now, as we learned something about heat engine in our previous slides about efficiency, the question arised was how efficient a heat engine could be. So this young French engineer Sadi Carnot in 1824 developed a theoretical engine which was named after him, Carnot engine, which obeys Carnot cycle, which follows 4 processes which are reversible. Again, this is a theoretical engine or theoretical engine. So it is not possible to make it in a real life. It is the most efficient cyclic process possible. Any heat engine using Carnot cycle is called Carnot engine. Carnot cycle means one cycle in which there is an isothermal expansion, second is adiabatic expansion, then isothermal compression, and then adiabatic expansion. A Carnot engine operates between 2 temperatures, has the greatest possible efficiency. So Carnot engine, which is a theoretical engine, will have highest possible efficiency than all the engines. So let us see how this Carnot engine works, or to understand the principle of Carnot cycle, let us consider an example. Let us consider an ideal gas taken in a cylinder. The bottom of the cylinder is diathermic, whereas rest of it is adiabatic. An adiabatic piston is fitted into a cylinder. Now suppose we have 2 large bodies, one at constant temperature TH, that is hot body source, and the other at a lower temperature, that is TC, that is cold body source. Suppose the cylinder is kept in a contact with the high temperature body at temperature TH in a compressed state. The state is represented by a point A in PV diagram. The gas is isothermally expanded to a state B. Again here, state B. Work is done by the gas and the QH amount of heat is supplied to it by the body at temperature TH. The cylinder is now kept on an adiabatic platform or an insulating slab, and the gas is allowed to expand further to the state C. State C. This is an adiabatic expansion and the temperature falls from TH to TC. Work is done by the gas. At this stage, the cylinder is put in contact with the lower temperature body at temperature T2, TC. It is isothermally compressed to the state D. Work is done on the gas and the gas rejects an amount of heat QC to the body at lower temperature TC. Finally, it is kept on an adiabatic platform or an insulated slab and is further compressed to reach the state A, where the temperature is TH. The process represented by ABCD in figure is a cyclic process. If the piston is frictionless and always moved very slowly, the process is reversible cyclic process. As previously we discussed about these processes, there are 4 processes in Carnot cycle: reversible isothermal process, reversible adiabatic process expansion, reversible isothermal compression, reversible adiabatic compression. This efficiency of Carnot heat engine will be given by W upon QH. So W plus QC is equal to QH, as you can see in this diagram. W is equal to QH minus QC. Only magnitude we are considering, therefore eta, that n type of letter is called eta, is equal to QH minus QC upon QH, which is equal to 1 minus QC upon QH. While designing heat engine for maximum efficiency, the source temperature should be as high as possible and the sink temperature should be as low as possible. Therefore QC, this, as I have talked about, diathermic wall of cylinder, that is bottom of the cylinder, which was diathermic, which was absorbing heat from a hot reservoir. So it was at a isothermal process, so temperature won't be changed. So you can replace QC by TC and QH by TH. Mind it, QC is not equal to temperature. There is another formula which includes entropy, which is not in our syllabus. So we are just directly replacing QC by TC and QH by TH. Next will be Carnot refrigerator. I want to give it to you as an homework. You have to just replace the previous coefficient of performance. You just derive the coefficient of performance, which is nothing but QC upon W, and replace QC by TC and QH by TH. If it won't be done, don't worry. If it's not done, we will be continuing in the next lecture. So in our next lecture, it will be refrigerator, that is Carnot refrigerator, and Stirling heat engine or Stirling cycle. Thank you.